our Thursday of 2021. It is math, and so it is time to use our awesome mathematician brains. We are going to keep learning about all the different ways we can show, display, and represent numbers. So let's check out our learning target for math on this Thursday. It says, I can write 3-digit numbers in both standard and unit form. So today we're starting our learning all about number forms. So a form is just a different way we can express the number. And there's 4 forms that we're going to learn about, and today we're getting introduced to just 2 of them. The thing is, you already know a lot about these 2 forms. We're just giving the way that we write a number this fancy name. So we have standard form is the first way we're going to learn, and unit form. We're going to practice writing one number both these ways and be able to translate back and forth. But before we start doing that, we need to review those 3 important vocabulary words that we were focusing on yesterday, because we're going to use them today and every day going forward. So, first up, do you remember this word? Can you read it? Digit. Remember, digits are any numerals 0 to 9. So digits in a number, they're just placeholders. They're the individual ways that we write the number. So for example, this number has 3 digits. There's 3 different symbols that are holding the 3 different places in this number. Those digits are 1, 2, and 3. But all the digits are from 0 to 9 and everything in between. 7, 6, 5, 4, 8. Those are all digits. They're one way that we write a number. The digits just hold different places in each number. So that's our first big important vocabulary word, digit. Up next is, can you read it? Value. Value. Value is the worth of each digit. How much is each digit worth? What value does each digit hold? So in our number 123, we have the digits 1, 2, and 3. But each digit holds different value. It's worth a different amount. This 3 is worth 3, but the digit 2 is actually worth 20. It holds the value of 20. And the 1 is worth 100. Its value is 100. So the digits are holding value within them. They represent usually something bigger than themselves. And a digit's value all depends on what? It all depends on a digit's place. It all depends on where the digit is written. In the hundreds, tens, or ones place. Where a digit is in the number tells us its value. So the value of each digit depends on its place, where it is in this 3-digit number. Our ones, our tens, and our hundreds place gives each digit a different value. So all 3 of those words work together to help us talk about numbers and how much they are worth. So, now that we've reviewed our awesome vocabulary words, let's talk about our 2 new forms of numbers. So, you see up here, we have a 3-digit number. This is 642. 642. This number is written the way that most of us are used to seeing numbers written, and the way that most people throughout the world would write a number to represent a group. And writing numbers this way is already one of the forms that we're learning. We're just giving it a name. So when we represent a number with just digits, that is called standard form. One of the forms we saw in our learning chart. Standard form. Can you all say this with me? standard, one more time, standard form. If something's standard, it's regular and everyone does it often, which is how we write numbers. Just with digits, it's standard. Or the classic way of showing numbers. Classic is something that happens again and again. And when we write numbers with just digits, that's something that's the most common. It's often done. So we call it standard form. It's the standard way of writing a number, just with digits. So, we already know that. What's this form called? What do we just call it? Standard form, exactly. So if we already know about standard form, what about our other unit form? What does unit form mean? Unit form, what we do is we tell the number of units in each place. So that one's a little hard to explain, but we all have the skills to do it. So in unit form, we pay attention to the place of each digit. In unit form, we are really paying attention to the place of each digit and the units that it represents. In each place, the hundreds, tens, and ones, there is a digit that represents the unit. How many hundreds are there? How many tens are there? And how many ones are there? The digit that is in each place tells us how many of that group are there. How many hundreds are there? How many tens are in this number? And how many ones are in this number? When we write a number in unit form, we're explicitly showing and writing out how many units are in each place. How many groups of that place value are there in this number? So let's try it out for ourselves. So this is where you're going to have your whiteboard out and a nice marker or a piece of paper, whatever you got. And I want you to write the same number we've been working with, 642. So just go ahead and write that on your whiteboard, 642. This number that we see here and that you've written down is in what form? This is called standard form, standard form. But we want to translate this number into unit form. So, let's look at each digit individually. Can you underline the digit in the hundreds place? What digit is in the hundreds place? The 6 is in the hundreds place. If there's a 6 in the hundreds place, that's telling us there are 6 units of 100. There are 6 groups of 100. So when we're writing out this number in unit form, we're going to explicitly write how many units of 100 are there. So wherever you can on your board, next to the number or below it, I want you to write out 6 hundreds. So you're writing the digit 6 to show how many are there and what's the group? It's groups of hundreds. So 6 hundreds are in this number, where we can all tell by looking at the place. Okay, up next. What number is in the tens place? What number is in the tens place? The 4 is in the tens place. If there's a 4 in the tens place, it's telling us there's 4 units of 10. There's 4 groups of 10. So we want to write that out when we're saying unit form. So let's all write that. 4, that's our digit, tens. That's the group that they're in. There's 4 groups of 10. Awesome. Okay, last one. What number is in the ones place? What number is in the ones place? The 2 is in the ones place? Exactly, the 2. So, how many units of ones are there? We can see there's 2 units of 1 that's shown by this digit 2. So let's write that out as well. 2 ones. So we have taken a number in standard form and translated it into unit form, where we showed explicitly how many hundreds are there, how many tens, and how many ones. And all we need to do is look at each digit and figure out what place it is in. So, congratulations, Super Scholars! We have officially written our first number in unit form. So, we're going to try it again, but we're going to reset. So, here we go. And after we reset, we get to move our bodies. So, come on, stand up with me so we can do our another this or that. So, 2nd grade, if you're playing hide and seek, where do you think would be a better hiding spot? Under your bed, if so, you're going to touch the ceiling, or in a closet. If so, you're going to touch the floor. What place do you think would be a better hiding spot? I think under the bed, because I don't think anyone would think I could fit under the bed. So I think that would be a good spot. So I'm going to touch the ceiling 5 times. Did you make your pick? Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. Got a little stretch in. So come on, sit right back down at your whiteboard so we can write another number in unit form. Okay. Dun-da-da. Can you write on your whiteboard? 206. 206. This number is in what form? It's called standard form. But we want to translate it into unit form. Okay, what digit is in the hundreds place? What digit's in the hundreds place? 2, exactly. So how many groups, how many units of 100 are in this number? There's 2 groups of 100. There's 2 hundreds in this number. Good job. And I want you to be writing with me so you can practice it. Okay, what digit is in the tens place? What digit's in the tens place? The 0. So, how many groups of tens are there? 0. There's no groups of tens. But even though there's none, we still need to write it out in our unit form. So we're going to write that there's 0 tens. We still want to mark it down. Okay, what about the ones place? What digit is in the ones place? The 6. Last but not least, the 6. So if we see a 6 in the ones place, it also tells us how many groups of ones are there? 6. There are 6 ones. Good job. So in 206, we broke this number apart and we showed how many units of each place are there. So can you read it with me? What is this number in unit form? We have 2 hundreds, 0 tens, 6 ones. Good job, Super Scholars. Okay, we're going to try one more of these. So, reset. Okay, so your board is reset, and that means you are now going to write in the middle of your board 264. Can you write 264? So, for this one, I want you to test yourself. I want you to pause the video and see if you can look at each digit, figure out its place and then write out how many hundreds, tens, and ones are in this number. So you're going to write it out for yourself. Don't worry about spelling. And when you're done, come back to the video to check. So you're taking this number in standard form, and you're going to write it in unit form, just like we've been practicing. Okay, here we go. Okay, how'd it go? Were you able to break apart this number? Can you check? Do you have the same as me? The same number of groups? Okay, so we were given this number in standard form. Let's read it all together in unit form. Can we read it together? This number is 2 hundreds, 6 tens, 4 ones. Good job, Super Scholars, trying that all on your own. So far we've been going standard to unit, but what happens when we have to go from unit to standard? Let's see. Reset. Okay, we have to be able to translate numbers back and forth between whatever forms. So now we're going to try to take a number from unit form and put it back into standard form. So this number right now, we know it has 9 hundreds, 0 tens, and 5 ones. But we have to figure out what is this number as 3 digits in standard form. So let's see. We have 3 different places. We know this number is going to have 3 digits. So can you write that out? Just write 3 little places for 3 digits. So let's see. How many hundreds do we have? How many hundreds are in this number? 9, exactly. And where is the hundreds place? Where are we going to write this 9? Right in front, exactly, in the hundreds place, because there's 9 hundreds. Good job. How many tens are there? 0, there's no tens, but we still need a digit to hold that place. So where's the tens place? Can you write in your 0? Awesome, we're writing our 0 in the middle, that's the tens place. And then last but not least, how many ones are there? There's 5 ones exactly. And at the end, we're going to write our 5 in the ones place. So, what number did we just write? This is 905. 905. We took the number all split up into its units and compressed it together to write our number in standard form. Good job. Okay, we're going to try one more together. So everybody erase those 3 digits. Super quick. And let's look at another number in unit form. So let's see. We've got hundreds, tens, and ones. 3 digits. So I'm going to write 3 little spaces for each digit. Okay. How many hundreds are there in this number? How many hundreds? 5. So we're going to write a 5 in the hundreds place. Exactly. How many tens are there? 3. So that digit has to hold in the tens place. And then how many ones are there? There's 2 ones exactly. So a 2 is going to be held in the ones place. So what number did we have? This number is 532. We need to be able to read both unit form and standard form. 532. There we go. We practiced translating numbers back and forth either way between standard and unit form. So that's exactly what you are going to do right now on your own. So, I have this little chart for you to complete. It's just 2 numbers, but each number needs to be written in standard form and unit form. So you can show the difference and a number 2 different ways. So right now you have 7 64 in standard form. You need to write it in unit form by breaking it apart. You also have 300s, 310s, and 01s in unit form, but you have to squish it back together to write this number in standard form. So there's just 4 little boxes, and you need to complete the chart to make it whole. You can write this on your whiteboard, a piece of paper, but all you need to copy down are these 4 boxes and fill in the missing forms. When you're done, you've checked your work. I just want you to take a picture of your work. All you need to do is take a picture of what you wrote on your chart so I can see. So that means you're going to translate numbers into both forms, and when you're done, all you need to do is take a picture of your chart. Okay, awesome people. Great work in math in this first week of 2021. Let's get charting, and I can't wait to see.